Hey guys, this is Cam315 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back talking more Peacemaker. Again, sorry for the late upload of this. I saw the episode, but obviously I had other things I had to do currently at the time of Peacemaker. And yes, this episode, look, I enjoyed it without a shadow of a doubt. Kind of a more toned down episode in terms of where the story can potentially be headed and everything, but I'm kind of gonna go around different places and stuff like that. But anyways, we essentially get a pickup to where we last left off from episode 3, and obviously Vigilante and Peacemaker were obviously saved by Harcourt and Leota, as well as Myrn. They get taken back. They also captured what the freaking Karate Kid dude, I forgot his freaking judo master, thanks to John Economos. So I said his name wrong in the first video. I think I called him like economics or something, John Economics or something. It's Economos. And they're just driving back, and they're just kind of just like, oh, this plan essentially, I guess you can say, went crazy wrong and everything, but it's seriously, I guess you can say crazy what's going on. They almost shoot Judo Master right there, and it was funny because they're like, are you serious? Now eventually they get back to their home base and everything. Myrn asked Peacemaker, like, yo, did you actually, like, what'd you do with the butterfly? Did you capture it or something like that? But Peacemaker's like, no, I just shot it and nothing really happened. So they just wondered, like, oh, well, if we had it, we probably could have done some research on it and everything. We later find out in the episode, Peacemaker actually kept the butterfly, and he's in some jar and everything. Now they're gonna drive over to his dad's house to go get some more weapons and everything. And Peacemaker and Vigilante, they're kind of having a little bit of a argument. Well, from the standpoint, Vigilante feels like Peacemaker just let him take a brunt of the suffering. He didn't care about the torture he had to go through, but they essentially resolve it and everything and stuff like that. But they get to his freaking father's house. Obviously his father's not there because his father's in jail, but he goes into the whole room. He makes sure to grab, like, essentially all the helmets and everything. So that's insanity within itself and everything, so that's crazy. And they eventually get back, and that's when, well, off to a phone call, Peacemaker essentially finds out that his dad's in prison, and he's obviously calling everything, because what happens is, how he finds out his dad's in prison is, well, the old man, that old man neighbor that literally gets on their damn nerves. One, he starts saying, like, you say yourself, you're a hero, like, you know who's a hero? Batman. And freaking I love it how they essentially, Peacemaker's just repping Batman for the fact, like, Batman just takes people to Arkham, he doesn't kill them, which he should do, because guess what? More people end up getting killed by a freaking clown and everything. They also do make reference about the Joker, Mad Hatter, and the Riddler, the DCEU versions of them. Now, if you're wondering about the Batman movie, is that the DCEU version of the Riddler? No, it's like in different Earths. It's a different Earths Riddler. So yeah, but hey, to find out that there's a Riddler and a Mad Hatter out there in the DCEU, that's, I guess, pretty cool, even though Flashpoint is going to essentially reboot all that shit anyways. And anyways, it doesn't matter, because the DCEU Batman has actually killed people. It's already, like, been out there that Ben Affleck's version of Batman has killed people in this universe. So I guess you can say Batman's a killer in a way, but whatever. Anyways, but this old neighbor is like, well, it's too bad I don't see your dad no more because he's in jail. And he's like, And Peacemaker's like, what? What do you mean by that? He eventually calls up Myrn and company, and he finds out that, oh, guess what? His dad's in jail. So he's obviously pissed off about this and everything. Also, we do find out from Myrn that vigilantes also added the team. Anyways, they go to the jail area, and Peacemaker's trying to talk to his father, but his father's essentially not cooperating. And Peacemaker kind of lets slip out about the plan because he's telling him about the entire plan, also from the standpoint of how his dad got in there. And his dad's like, because your idioticness, you freaking got me arrested. Oh, I'm going to make sure I tell this to the detective so you can go to jail and everything. And essentially his father is the whole thing about effed up. But we see Leota kind of show up and kind of try to convince Peacemaker before he does that because, Leota's trying to tell Peacemaker, like, listen, your dad's kind of like, he doesn't like you. He doesn't love you like you think he does. If anything, he ostracizes you. Like, why continue to, go back to this guy, even though he's treated you so harshly and he's given you and done all these mean things to you since you were like a child and everything. Because we get flashbacks to the end of the episode, his dad essentially forced him to kill people. And also, too, apparently Peacemaker had something to do with his brother's death as well. So I wouldn't be shocked if, like, say their dad made them fight to the death and everything, and Peacemaker had to kill his own brother and stuff like that. And obviously, his dad messed Peacemaker up. Then we get this we get this scene with Leota and Adrian, our vigilante, talking. And essentially, Leota's kind of like, I think it'd be better if his dad was gone, to be honest. And Vigilante takes the precautions in that, and he's like, I gotta go help out my friend, my buddy. And he finds him a way to get into the prison, and he goes to try to look into killing Peacemaker's father and everything. Now, when Myrn hears of this, he's like, do whatever you can to get him up out of here and stuff like that. So yeah. Also, we do have a scene with Peacemaker and Leota where the standpoint, he kind of says, you know what, maybe you're right. Maybe my dad's not nice to me and stuff like that. Anyways, what happens is John Economos, he ends up getting attacked by Judo Master who escapes. And that starts the fight with Peacemaker and Judo Master. And it was a hilarious fight because it just made them do wrestling moves. And it's especially funny because John Cena's like legit wrestler in real life. And he's like semi-retired in terms of wrestling, but he sometimes goes back to WWE to wrestle every now and then, like he did last year in the summertime. But I found that hilarious. But then we have to where we get a shock where Leota actually shoots him, and she shoots him with shoots Judo Master with conviction and everything. Now it looks like he's gonna die, but we find out no, he's still gonna be alive. Now he does, and Judo Master does end up saying to Peacemaker that the butterflies aren't what you think they are and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's some sort of speculation that maybe the butterflies are good, because we know from the Suicide Squad movie, Starro was experimented on by the U.S. government, and we know the U.S. government isn't cool with the Suicide Squad and everything. So maybe that's another take, but we don't know if the butterflies are evil or not. We'll just have to find that out and stuff like that. But they essentially hook him up to IVs. Essentially, what happens is in the prison is it looks like Vigilante's trying to start something, and even also too, I forgot to mention, when we go back to the little area where all the weapons are at, we do see his dad's White Dragon costume. And again, like I said from the first video I made of Peacemaker, if you don't know who White Dragon is, I didn't know who White Dragon is. I just watch people's reviews and I get essentially the news from them. And essentially White Dragon is, well, I guess you can say a racist supremacist guy. But we already knew his dad was racist as hell anyways. So that was the whole thing there. But his dad, that's the whole thing now. And we also are speculating, there's also speculation apparently that maybe his dad will find someone to get out of prison and try to go after his son and everything. But we see that, well, Vigilante tries to start something and it looks like he's almost going to try to kill his dad, but he ends up getting taken away. And sooner or later, in the tail end of the episode, he's essentially discharged thanks to obviously the group and everything helping him. And stuff like that. So yeah, Peacemaker goes back home and he's kind of just, well, he has a little bit of a talk with Harcourt, in the bar and everything. It's kind of just makes him kind of just try to reflect on life. You clearly see that Peacemaker is trying to looks to like trying to change his life and turn it around and try to do maybe the right and truly try to do the right thing in his eyes and stuff like that too. We also do kind of get kind of a side plotline with Leota and Harcourt from the standpoint, you know, Harcourt's kind of said like, listen, if you're not turned out for this, listen, you can't do this. So why are you even here? But you get a little thing where they talk and Harcourt apologizes. She said like, hey, listen, it's okay. I'm sorry for that. I just got heat at the moment, but listen, that first kill, I can understand what you go through. I understand what it is because it doesn't get any easier from this point on, you know, but you have to do what you got to do and everything. And it's the whole thing of the standpoint, because we know Leota's the daughter of Amanda Waller. It's the whole thing that, you know, Amanda Waller isn't, well, the nicest person on the planet. She's probably like one of the most despicable people you could ever come across. And the whole thing is Leota either somewhat becoming that in the future or trying to not be like her mother and stuff like that. So yeah, but she saw some shapes where she's potentially could be turning to that, where she ends up being ruthless and stuff like that. We'll just see where that goes as the episodes go by. But like I said, Peacemaker kind of is just in his own place after talking to Harcourt. He still kind of hits on her a bit, but after having this talk, which I still think we're leading to a scene. We've already had a sex scene essentially earlier. I definitely think we're gonna get a sex scene between Peacemaker and Harcourt. It's coming. I know it is. I would extremely be shocked if it doesn't. But I definitely can see it to where that's where it's definitely going. She does seem like she actually has some care for him too. So I definitely, the chemistry is there between the two. It's just he's kind of like, just have fun. But anyways, the thing is, what happens, he kind of is chillaxing. He's obviously smoking, getting high and everything. And he's just kind of just reveling back and remembering back to the past. He was forced to kill somebody, and then even his brother incident and stuff like that. And yeah, and then the end of the episode is we find out that, well, Myrn is actually, he actually has been taken over by a butterfly, because we see him pour this freaking substance in this bowl, and that nasty long tongue comes out, and now he's a butterfly. So I don't know if there's gonna be some sort of betrayal thing going on coming soon, but this is gonna be very freaking interesting. But I like this Peacemaker episode, and I can't wait to see where the story goes. So I'll be back for next week for episode 5's review and stuff like that. But other than that, guys, I'm the guy for. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of Peacemaker, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Peacemaker content, as well as any other superhero DC content. Again, the next TV, I guess, superhero show I'm watching in terms of superheroes between Marvel and DC is going to be Moon Knight, coming out in March. So yeah, but other than that, I'm out of here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day or night when checking out this video. Until then, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.